Aries, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecast. I hope you're all doing well. So this reading will be focusing on lost connections, a past love, an ex-partner, a former lover of yours. So this is for those of you who are in separation, no contact, but you're still feeling quite connected to this individual. So we're going to take a look at the current vibes for the connection and see what else comes through when I focus on the other questions here, Aries. General advice as always, guys, so please do keep that in mind throughout your reading and take the bits and parts of it that make sense and release the rest. All right, angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries, current vibes when it comes to a lost connection. What do we need to know here? You could, of course, be cross-watching for Aries as well. Okay, what do we have? Private. A private person who wants to protect your connection from the world. All right. Look at this next card. We've got mysterious. Mysteries to uncover. I mean, that could all be fine and dandy, but ultimately here, Aries, I'm kind of feeling that there were just certain things that they wanted to keep from you that, you know, to remain a mystery. So, I mean, if they were private, I'm just kind of getting this energy that they didn't want to put it out there that you guys were together. And sometimes that can be a relationship where they're having secrets, keeping things from you. Okay, let's see here. Let's grab one more for Aries. Intimate, okay. A deeply loving person, an intimate connection where true naked vulnerability is safely expressed, okay. I mean, that could have certainly been the case, you know, having those private, intimate moments here. But we are focusing on a lost connection. There's a reason why you guys are not together. So I can't help but feel for some of you anyway, this could have been a situation, as it says, it was private. Maybe you guys weren't putting it out on social media, or maybe you guys weren't exactly sharing it with family and friends that you guys were together. You would have preferred to just keep that to yourselves, perhaps. I don't know. I'm getting that for some of you guys. So let's see. What were they hiding? Why did they perhaps want to hide you? All right, so let's grab some tarot here. So current vibes. I'm also feeling that on social media, maybe they have gone private, you know, to where they're not really sharing with a public audience what's happening in their life. Could be something like that. All right, so let's see what's currently going on in this connection here. It could also be that they've already moved on to another relationship and they're not wanting to really share that. All right, let's see. We've got the Eight of Wands here. We've got the King of Swords. Okay, some of you guys could be dealing with a masculine Aquarian here. You know, and Aries, you are representing fire. Wands representing the fire energy. So, this is interesting. Well, I was going to say something, but let's see what else comes through. We've got the Seven of Swords. So, just as I was picking up off of that vibe that they are coming through as this mysterious private person, but it was perhaps secrets, lies, keeping things from you. That's the type of vibe I'm picking up. And then here we are with deception, lies, betrayal, cheating, you know, trying to get away with stuff. So they could have been a manipulative person. And if that's the case, they're still coming through as that type of individual. Now, for some of you guys, if let's just say you're a divine feminine, and you could have either been married or, of course, connected with a masculine. You guys could have shared a home together. You could have had a child or children together. There's a family dynamic coming through with the King of Swords. Could have been a father figure here. But I'm having a feeling here that either the infidelity either broke up a couple or a family, and it probably turned into a lot of drama. Okay. And it could have been this masculine that did very hasty things, you know, seeing something or someone that they were attracted to, regardless of the commitment they had in your partnership. And so that could have been what that Eight of Wands represents as well. It's like, ooh, you know, I'm kind of interested in the whole grass is greener mentality on the other side. And rather than thinking of the consequences, they could have just gone for it. Oh, this is interesting. We've got the Fool followed by the Queen of Swords. So, I mean, you guys could have certainly been divine counterparts here, King and Queen coming through. But if that's the case, sometimes when I see the Queen of Swords, divine feminine, you know, you're a no-nonsense type individual. You could have been dealing with a masculine who might not have been tapped into their emotions, not really tapped into their heart space. And if that's the case, you could have been dealing with somebody who wasn't really focused on how it was affecting you. You know, it could have been a situation where it really hurt you. So either a masculine decided to move in a different direction, or divine feminine, you might have decided to do that as well and maybe ended things with your masculine. There's the opportunity to have a new beginning here, but there's a lot at stake, I feel. And look at this. We do have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Wands. So, you know, in order for the possibility of a new beginning to happen, then there has to be progress. There has to be movement. And right now, that's not happening. So let's see what else we can find out here, Aries, because this could have been a relationship that fell apart due to infidelity, I'm feeling. If it wasn't that, it was something else where they weren't exactly opening up and sharing it. So it still could have resulted in the two of you breaking up over communication that was either hidden or it wasn't clear, you know? So let's go ahead and see what else we can find out here. I'll be pulling from my scenarios deck. If you haven't seen me use this before, it's like a tarot deck in that it's got upright and reversed interpretations. But it is an oracle deck and not a tarot deck. So let's see how it comes through here for you, Aries. So we're now focusing on this person's biggest regret. A lost connection, a past love, an ex-partner, a former lover. What's their biggest regret here? Okay. We have a heartthrob. Okay, handsome, hot body, popular, many options. Part of their regret already that's coming through is that they entertained those other options. They did. Look at this. We have the Bachelor. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you were married or you guys lived together, you were in a committed partnership, and you could have been dealing with a masculine who decided, again, to go in a different direction, acting like they were single, because the Bachelor and the upright could represent a single person, unattached, uncommitted, and maybe that wasn't the exact truth. You know, that could have been part of the deception, especially if they were together in a partnership, but acting like they weren't. Oh, yay. Oh, this is interesting. Shadow kisses, no PDA, private couple, no social media, relationship status. So let's go back to what we've already seen. Private, mysterious. Okay, so I'm just going to call it the way I see it, Aries. This could have been a very sexually driven connection, but it could have also represented a third party where they did not want other people to know that this was actually happening. You know, no social media relationship status. So they didn't want other people to know. They didn't want to make it public that obviously this was happening. You know, acting like they were single, but I'm just ultimately getting that they weren't. Could have resulted in a cheating, scandalous affair. I'm just getting that. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's grab some tarot to go along with this, and let's see what else we can find out for Aries. If you relate to this, I'm sorry that you can relate to this. I wish you didn't relate to this, because nobody, you know, wants to experience that type of heartbreak. Let's see. All right, what do we need to know for Aries when it comes to their biggest regret? Okay, I mean, their biggest regret, as we can see, is that they wish that they weren't keeping things hidden from you. Let's grab some tarot. The lies, you know, the deception, those are some regrets that they have because it resulted in the two of you breaking up. They're really wanting to bring balance back into the partnership. And, you know, the Justice card does represent integrity and fairness. They were not being fair to you. They were keeping you out of the loop. You know, they were keeping you in the dark. But look at this. 5 of Cups. So by hurting you, they actually turned that energy towards themselves. They hurt themselves. Because if, let's just say there was a third party going on, you know, there could have been other people that they were talking to. But if that's no longer happening, it could have just been a fleeting affair. It didn't last. And now they could be single, but not wanting to really be single. So, you know, it's one of those scenarios where they got exactly what they had at one point wanted, but they don't want that anymore. You know, so 5 of Cups, it's like grieving the loss of you because they had something very special in the connection. So they messed up. So 9 of Pentacles is that type of solo vibe from this person. That's a regret as well. They don't want to be single. You know, they want to be coupled up, and it could have been fun for a bit to have entertained other connections, other people, but once that fun was over, they also realized that they threw away such a beautiful connection that you guys had. You know, they wanted their freedom. Maybe you gave them their freedom, and now they regret it. So this right here, it's clarification that you probably did let this person go, you know, and just getting yourself back on track in your life. Yeah, you needed time away from this person, and I have a feeling once they woke up a little bit that they now realize all of the mistakes that they've made. And by doing that, Aries, if you actually did take action to sever ties with this person, that makes sense for me. And I'm just feeling this person, huge regret. And of course, that's what we're focusing on. Look at that. We've got the 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. Nothing's happening here. There's a reason why nothing's happening here. Because they created a situation that was destructive. That was manipulative. You know, so now what they're wanting to perhaps bring forward is the opportunity to work together on the partnership, but you might have ghosted this person. It is your turn to cut them out. Maybe they don't like that. Yep. Look at this. We've got the 9 of Swords followed by the Moon. We've got Pisces coming through, so some of you guys could be dealing with Pisces here. So anxiety, nightmares, they created a nightmare for themselves by the decisions, by their behaviors in the past. That's why the connection is lost. They contributed to that. This is simply clarifying with the Moon's energy that they were not being open and honest with you. That's why they were trying to keep things from you. That's why they could have been lying to you, keeping you in the dark. They were, in short, being deceptive to you. And that is absolutely one of the biggest regrets that they have. Because they know, as a result, they ended up losing you. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the future outcome is like when it comes to the connection. For Aries, I'll be pulling from my Mystical Fairies Romance Oracle here. For Aries, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? So we're focusing on the future outcome for this lost connection. So for those of you who would be open to seeing this person regardless of the history, okay, let's see. Oh, look at this. The regrets continue. remorseful, dissatisfied, heartache. Oh my. Proposal. Wow. Telepathy. Oh my. Okay. We have distance. And lastly, we have take action. Whew, that's intense, Aries. Okay, so we're seeing that those regrets will follow them into the future. You know, perhaps part of what they're thinking is that they had the opportunity to be able to have this future with you. You know, long-term commitment. Could be a literal engagement. You guys could have been married, whatever the case might have been, or you talked about it. And even though they can't be with you, they are still sending you some sort of telepathic message. Perhaps you're picking up off of that, or obviously we're focusing on the future, so maybe somewhere down the line you will. The distance continues to be here, far away, missing you, space and time. In order for them to somehow bridge the gap for you guys to be in each other's lives once again, they got to get past whatever these regrets are and do something about it. Okay, proactive progress, first step. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're going to get you back, but if they try, for some of you, you know, maybe you'd be open to that. So let's see. Let's clarify with one more set of tarot cards. I'll be pulling from my Luna Tarot. For Aries, what do we need to know here? Yep, they've got so many regrets. We know that. We see that. Look at this. 3 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Okay. Ace of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. So they regret the fact that they just were not in this mentality where they were fully invested in the relationship. Knight of Wands. Keyword there, fearless. So at the time that you guys went your separate ways, they were in that fearless mentality. You know, they saw what they wanted, they went after it regardless of the consequences, and now they've got all these regrets. Knight of Wands can be in and out of your life. The Knight of Wands is the type of person who could bring that passion in, but it's also a fleeting relationship. It does not last typically. And so I feel that there certainly is the opportunity for new love to come in here, or certainly a new chapter for some of you. But we have this person, your past love here, they need to recognize that those patterns that they created in the past, it's got to be different for you guys to even have a future together. Because if not, you certainly are not going to put your life on hold, Aries, waiting for this person to get their act together. You're going to open yourself up to the possibility of finding love again. You know, but I have a feeling your love life is not going to be boring by any means for the remainder of the year, if this is something that you're going through, because you might already be interested in somebody else at this point, and you could also receive communication eventually from a past love, and it comes down to you to be able to make a choice, to make a decision that works for you. Okay. 7 of Cups. So that was part of the reason why things fell apart before, because they entertained all of those options that they had. Okay. And so this is one of the situations where the tables have turned, you know, because you have options as well. If you're not happy with what this person would bring your way, you're opening yourself up to the possibility of making a different choice. Because one of those choices, Aries, will be somebody that really can bring you a beautiful new beginning, who can represent your ideal mate in life, who can represent perhaps a new love if you're single. So both worlds have the capability of colliding, meaning the past and perhaps either a present love or a future love. And the choice ultimately comes down to you. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Chariot. So this is already telling me that however way it plays out, you're going to make the right choice, because this right here creates progress in your love life. And this is telling us that you would choose wisely, that your ultimate choice would prove to be a relationship that's successful. That is what I'm getting for you, Aries. So again, your love life about to take some twists and turns, could be pretty exciting, but it could also put you in a position where you're going to have a lot of thinking to do. So choose wisely. I feel you will. All right, so that's what I've got for you. If you're interested in your own reading, you can always click that link down below to do that, as well as any of the decks that are featured here. All of those all of those links are down below in the description box. Thank you so much, Aries. I'll see you next time. Take care.